Hello, you are live. That's what it says.
You are live.
Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello.
We are back like we ain't never left. That's
Hello.
what it feels like. It
feels like we were just here.
It feels like we were just here. It feels like we ain't never left. Come on in here, y'all. Get in here. We got a good show today.
I was about to say good morning. The light is so bright. It's real. It's not morning.
This is the Jump and Juice 10,000.
Yes.
Live.
Live.
We do this every day for 10 days, for the 10 days that we are doing this juice cleanse. And we're just here to inform you guys, man.
Yes.
There's a whole nother world of people curing themselves and reversing everything, all these symptoms.
Name something.
They're reversing it.
Yes.
And we're just trying to bring them to you so that you can see that
you can do it too.
You can do it too.
And we want to let you know that it's possible for everyone. So you know that I've healed myself from fibroids. Sean used to have bad knee issues, and we've healed. But we're not the only people. We're not an anomaly.
Yeah.
So the point of bringing these people to you is to let you know that I'm trying to fix my necklace, that you too can be that person. So we're not the only people that heal from juicing. We're not a rare case. There are a number of people like us who have healed through the power of juicing. And we're also foodies. So we're not like, I haven't ever been skinty minty, okay? I have gone up and down with my weight like a roller coaster, all right? And so my highest was 240. My smallest,
Woo! You were how much? Was I with you at this time?
Wait. To be honest, it was more than 240. I just stopped getting on the scale. Because who wants to get bad news on purpose? Okay? I stopped getting on the scale. And so my lowest was 140 when I was doing the water fast. So I've been a range of weights. And so I'm only saying that to say that anybody.
That's right.
Anybody can do a juice cleanse. Let me repeat. Anybody can do a juice cleanse.
Anybody can do it?
Anybody can do a juice cleanse. And so that is part of the reason why we do this with a group of 10,000 people, so that you don't feel alone, so that you feel encouraged, so that you know you're not the only person that, you know what I'm saying, once this healing, these healing powers that Jesus provided with this food. Just to let you know what a juice cleanse is. What is it, babe?
Tell them what a juice cleanse is. Babe.
It is only juice and water. Juice meaning fruits and vegetables through a juicer. No coffee, no tea, no, what else do people eat? No gum, no mints, no biting fruit. It is a fast. It is a 10-day fast where you only drink juice and water. What are the rules? Drink juice and water. Everything else is free fall. I had this whole bottle. You see this? I had this whole bottle. I'm having another one. Some days there were juice cleanses where I did one of these.
Yep, that's
meaning
true.
You can have an unlimited amount of juice. You do not have to only have vegetables. You could have only fruits. You could have only vegetables. The rules are fruits and vegetables through a juicer. But also, baby, you have to tell them who we are. We are
Sean and Michelle. So my name is Sean. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do 1,000 things at a time. So my name is Sean. I'm co-owner of Double Dutch Aerobics, and this is my wife. Who might you be?
I am his wife, Michelle Clark, and I'm the other owner of Double Dutch Aerobics.
And tell them what Double Dutch Aerobics is, babe.
Double Dutch Aerobics is a formatted 60-minute workout class where we teach aerobics moves in the Double Dutch
aerobics moves?
Like jumping jacks, mountain climbs, push-ups, the works. We teach you in the ropes. Our specialty is that we can teach anybody how to jump double dutch in less than 1 minute guaranteed. Also, we have a train the trainer program, which means we certify instructors to teach double dutch aerobics. So wherever you see Double Dutch Aerobics, that is our formatted 60-minute workout class. Class is always led by an instructor, either ourselves or our amazing certified instructors. Our goal is to get the world certified. So if you want to learn how to teach double dutch in any way,
we're trying to get the whole world jumping.
You come to the pros. We're trying to get the whole world jumping
and juicing. Come on, somebody.
Because you can't jump well if your knees hurt. You feel me?
I figured there you
And
can't.
so the way to make your knees feel better, a lot of people ask us, like, what about my knees? What should I do? And it's really through the inside out. So you drink juice. You do this juice fast with us. And you'll see during the 10 days, you're going to be a testimonial and let us know how your knees feel after 10 days. I will say that. In fact, the person who we are interviewing today, they actually had a physical issue that was actually fixed through juicing. And so that's part of the reason why we bring these people on, just to give you examples and more examples and more examples and more examples of how healing is possible from anything. What? From anything.
Listen, if you're on day 3, type in the comment box 3. Type in the comment box 3. Type it in. 3. Baby, we're on day 3. Come on. Listen, you better be proud.
This is
you better be proud.
Easy breezy.
This is some of y'all first time doing this, and y'all jumped right in.
Hello.
Y'all jumped right in. Uh-oh, I see the 333.
Day 3.
Come on, baby.
Guys, just to let you know, day 3 is really exciting because if you had any detox symptoms, then come over.
Come on.
Day 4 and day 5 is when the glow starts happening.
Lillian.
It's when somebody starts saying, oh, look at your skin.
Girl.
It's when you start feeling like, oh my God, I could do this. You feel me?
Yeah.
So congratulations for getting to day 3, guys. No cheating, no biting. And now you're going, oh my God, I didn't know I could not eat food for 3 days and feel this good.
You can.
We've been lied to, bamboozled,
hoodwinked.
But we're here to tell you the truth, all right?
Hold on, let me see something here. Cause
oh, sorry, I'm
no, you do what you're doing.
Oh, yes. Also, guys, today, Sean was yesterday?
Yeah, I was under the weather.
He was a little under the weather last night, but he always pushes through, so you probably couldn't tell. But what his wife did, what did your wife do?
My wife nursed me back to health. I wasn't feeling good. I don't know what was wrong with me, tell you the truth. Like I was cold, shivering, and it wasn't cold.
And that's very scary because Sean is always well.
Yeah, and like I don't know, I had this like pain in my chest. I was like, what is going on? I was like, every time I would breathe, I would feel like this pressure. I was like, whoa.
And these are not reasons to quit a juice cleanse, by the way.
No, this is all the more reason to stay on the cleanse, actually.
Right.
It came at the right time. I was like, thank you, God. Thank you, God, that I am juicing at this time.
Yeah.
Then my nurse / wife / I'm gonna leave it at that. She made these shots of me, ginger shots.
Well, I ran to the store because we didn't have enough stuff in here. So when we got up this live, I ran to the store, made some food for the kids. And then I went and I got turmeric and more ginger. We were out of ginger. So I got more turmeric and ginger. And I made him turmeric, ginger, key lime, and pineapple shots. And this was mostly ginger. I only added a little bit of pineapple just to make sure he took it down. Because, straight ginger shots could be.
Yeah.
Whew. And but we had a number of bottles of these. We had about 4 or 5. I still have some more in the fridge. And he just started taking them. I also did the Vicks thing upstairs. I had the Vicks going through the thing. I had the filter in the room. And he woke up in the morning and was like,
"Oh, you're in them."
No. He woke up.
I think it might have logged us off of Instagram.
Oh, Jesus.
Did it log us off of Instagram? Can y'all see us on Instagram? I'm sorry. Before we go any further, did they log us off of Instagram? Hold on 1 second, y'all.
No, I'm in DDA Certified. I was just watching the Instagram page.
Go ahead. Go to it. Let's just make sure. Can y'all see us on IG, y'all? Okay.
Yes, they're saying.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay, good. All right.
Good. We just
IG every time IG has been kicking us out off and on.
Yeah,
we don't complain.
Yeah, this is what's been happening. They're kicking us out, so we almost couldn't do this.
That's why we're shuffling.
That's why we're moving things around because it's like, yo, why are you kicking us out every time we try? Anyway.
But we love you, Instagram. Thank you for this beautiful platform where we're allowed to share and do lives.
All right, so we're gonna get right on into the show here.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm just trying to fix this. Okay, so I saw our guest. Hold on, she's in the green room.
She's in the green room.
I saw our guest on Jillian Berry's show.
Yes.
First of all, Jillian Berry is our friend.
Yes.
She is our friend and family. We
Yes.
were on her show as well.
Yes.
She always has like the best guests on the planet on the show.
And we loved watching this young lady's story, and that's why we're bringing her to you.
We're gonna bring her on. We're gonna let her tell her story. She did 30 days of all fruits, and she did 80 days of juicing. Now, I love this because I want everyone to get used to hearing that.
Yes.
Because so many people are like, 80, 60 days,
what?
80 days,
what?
100 days.
What?
I'm just trying to tell y'all, I just want to show y'all that it's normal.
It's possible.
There's a whole world, y'all, we don't know about, and we're going to introduce y'all to.
Yes.
To it. So, without further ado, let's welcome Sade Martin. Hey.
Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you glowing, sis. You look fabulous.
I know. Everybody was like, who's that on the flyer? I said, she's a star.
Hello.
To God be the glory. That's a fact.
Won't it do it?
Amen.
Won't it do it? Oh, well, thank you. Yeah.
I'm glad you're on the show. Thank you for joining us. So I know you already did you did the 30 days. I know you did the 80 days, but what was your diet like before all of that? Were you ever a meat eater?
All my life. All my life. Standard American diet, all the things that now make me cringe. The hot dogs, the Pop-Tarts, the McDonald's, the anything that the soul food, the everything. The rooter from the rooter to the tutor, you know how they say. All of that. That's how I grew up. Yeah.
So where did you grow up?
New York. So I'm in New York, and so y'all from Brooklyn, right? That's what you're
you know it. Sorry, it just came out.
Yes, Brooklyn.
You heard the gunshots? My bad. It comes out sometimes.
That's only like an hour. I want to say an hour and a half or so from where I am. So I'm like small town, suburb, you know.
Oh, nice.
Grew up here, and it's real low key here, but still like city's very accessible. It's nothing but a train ride or a quick drive. Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of people always say this. Usually people change their diet or do something, I guess, drastic because something happened. We usually bump into a sickness or something.
It's true.
And so did you just like, what was your journey to get to 80 days? Did something happen, or were you trying veganism before? What's your story in terms of leading into the 80 days of juicing?
My story started back in 2018. Well, it really started before then, but you know, I was dealing with a lot of different symptoms, random things that seemed random, you know, that were popping up, seemed popped up,
right? Yep.
It is, I'm dealing with this, and then, well, maybe it'll go away, or you know how we ignore all the things our bodies are telling us, they're constantly talking to us. So, you know, we just, I'll pop an ibuprofen, I'll do this, and you know, it'll be fine. These things, it wasn't fine, and it kept getting worse and worse and worse. Also a little important note, I was a single mom for 10 years as well. So going through single motherhood while being sick and being chronically ill, it got to that point where it affected every area of my life. There's nothing that it didn't touch, you know, going to work and being on time, my work performance, sleep, or I should rather just say lack thereof,
right?
Insomnia, just all time. I mean, feeling like a train wreck, a total train wreck. I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know why these things were happening to me. I just knew that I had enough, and you know, people looking at me thinking I'm fine because I look healthy on the outside, but I'm suffering, I'm struggling, I'm deeply depressed, bad panic attacks, anxiety, digestive issues, you know, there's so many things that I could go on and on and on about all the things that were going on in my body, but it led me, I want to say about 2016, when I was getting ready to get married. And I felt the Lord impress upon my heart that I needed to go look into my health, you know, because these problems just wouldn't go away. And I didn't want to bring all this burden of what I'm dealing with into marriage. much.
Just really quick, how many years or months were you dealing with all of that, all of the pain, all of the
15 years. 15 years.
Lord have
Yeah.
mercy.
And it just kept getting worse and worse. So from the beginning until I like really started to do the work, 15 years.
Woo!
It's a long time.
And you're right. We do that. We do put things off because we live busy lives. We're busy. We're parents. You know, we put everything ahead of us,
especially when you're a parent.
Right. And when your health is everything, you can't do anything without your health. But we always put ourselves last. It's like it's crazy.
It's never been modeled for us. You think back and you think, hey, did I ever see my mama, or I see my daddy, or I see my whoever was your, that person in your life? Did I ever see them taking care of them, taking time to sit and rest and do all these things? No, I never saw it. So it's like this whole self-care craze now that we're trying to learn and find our way to, and when it's not hasn't been a normal thing for most people. And we're overburdened, very stressed. We're so much technology, like the place we're in now, we need it more now than ever.
Yes, 100%. So you were saying you didn't want to go into your marriage
being sick.
I didn't want to be a burden, I didn't want to but it really would affect everything. And so I just felt, number one, I was sick of it. I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. There is big things that come on the other side of being fed up. Like when you're fed up and you just look, I had enough. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on, but I don't want it. And I had a moment of desperation, and I was just like, God, literally what I just said to you, I don't know what this is. I don't want it. I need you to give me answers. I need you to show me a sign. What do I need to do? Just that moment of desperation was the step to my healing, the beginning, first baby step, crawl, really, I would say, crawling. And God answered that prayer. So I'll add this before I move that direction, but right before getting married, I decided to go to the doctors after praying, and I really just felt that impressed upon my heart. It's time to look into this. And so I went to the doctor. They run all the tests. They do all the things. I said, listen, test me for everything, because I don't know what's going on. Please test me for everything. And they're like, it came back negative. This is negative. This is negative. Well, obviously there's something wrong, I feel like I'm in chronic pain. My skin hurts, everything. Even your skin, sensitive to sound, static on the radio, like all weird things, scents or fragrance, laundry detergent, all those things would like trigger me and make me want to run the other direction. Yeah, a lot of things. I know some crazy.
Nothing.
Yeah, say it again.
They told you nothing was wrong.
Yeah, they said, you don't have this, you don't have to test me for lupus. They tested me for Lyme. They tested me for like all these things. So back then, 2018, they rule out all these things, and then they say, well, back then, I don't know if they do have it now, but back then I didn't know the blood test for fibromyalgia. So they're like, let's test you for these tender points. And they press on different parts of your body. Does it hurt here? Is it tender here? I'm like, yes, 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 yes. There's maybe like 1 or 2 points it wasn't tender. And so they rule out all those other things. And then according to the things that I'm complaining about and mentioning that line up with fibromyalgia, that's how they got the diagnosis of that. And so I walked away with that diagnosis, but I didn't stick it on myself. In the beginning, I did kind of stuck it on myself like a label. That's the thing.
Gives you a reason too. Gives you a reason. Right. When you're feeling that way, sometimes you just want something to confirm to make sure you're not like, am I crazy? Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, I think you would label yourself at first just to give it just to give it something so you feel confirmation that you're not making it up. You know what I mean?
You nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it. That's exactly what it was. It brought me a little comfort to know, like, hey, I've been suffering all these years. Like, I don't even know what's wrong with me, but okay, they gave me there's a name I can put to it, you know?
What is fibromyalgia?
Fibromyalgia.
Myalgia.
Fibromyalgia is what they consider autoimmune disease. It's muscular, skeletal, like widespread pain. But at the root of it is like your adrenal glands. Those are the brains to your kidneys. They're completely depleted. It's viral load in the body. A lot of times it's triggered by Epstein-Barr virus, heavy metals. Like there's all types of things. Basically, your whole system's overloaded and it's not in alignment. It's not in balance. So you just gotta clean it out. Clean your start with your colon. You know, hey. Start with, there's a lot that you can say about that, but weak adrenals has a lot to do with that too. But yeah, my gut was a wreck. I had IBS as well, irritable bowel syndrome.
Wow.
That was a lot. It was the worst part of my life, the worst time of my life, hands down. But God works all things together for our good. So it literally just, this journey has brought me to my purpose. Like I had, we have different seasons of our life where, like I'm planted here this time for this season, for this reason. And then another time you're like, okay, God has shifted me here for this. I was a daycare teacher for 10 years. And
God bless you. Lord have mercy.
Because we got 3 and I don't know how the daycare people do it.
I already know how patient you are.
Exactly. From the 1-year-old room, 2-year-old room, 3-year-old room, all those ages. I did potty training and all the stuff. Yeah, all of the stuff. I did that. So I did that, and I was I'm an esthetician as well for 12 years, licensed esthetician. So facials, body treatments, all that type of stuff. But now the journey of healing brought me into where I am now. But maybe I'll hop on that later.
So you found out what it was.
Now wait, do doctors offer some kind of medication? Because usually I think we're conditioned to go to the doctors like you did when we're sick. So you went to the doctors, they told you had fibromyalgia.
I know.
Is there something that doctors give you in terms of medication? And then what made you go, well, let me look the natural route? Because I think a lot of us don't even know that as an option. We only know medicine. We wouldn't
think to ask.
Yeah, we wouldn't think to go to fruits, vegetables, fasting. So what led you to do that and as a way of healing? And what led you to not only, because doctors give you something to do, you know what I mean? So what led you to the more natural route?
Well, I'll answer the first part of your question because the doctor that I had then, he said, just one small sentence. He said, changing your food, what you eat can help. That was it. He just said that and he didn't say anything else. He didn't give me like what direction to go. He didn't say, don't eat this, but eat that.
No, I don't think he could. I think he gave you all that he could.
He gave me all he could. Exactly. I know what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. We right here. He gave me all he could, and I took that little nugget, and I was like,
change your diet. Go ahead and change it.
I was like, okay, noted, got it. But within myself, I'm already a type of person that leans towards natural, so I'm not, being that I had sensitivities to a lot of things, my body didn't agree with, for example, like all the Bath and Body Works or the heavily fragrant sprays and lotions and stuff. Like I dealt with eczema, so that's another thing I dealt with. So my skin would break out and itchy. So there was a lot of things I couldn't deal with. So it let me know, hey, my body doesn't want that, So I already leaned that way a little bit, but I wasn't super educated, I just knew that that's not what I wanted in my body, and I didn't want meds. Didn't really grow up taking meds that much, so it didn't ring true to me. It just it never rang true to me, even as a mom. I did what I had to do, and what I knew, sometimes, giving my daughter medicine for different things, but like overall, I'm like, if I can avoid that, then why do I need to put it? Why do I need to put it in? Why?
Exactly.
So did a oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, good.
I'm
Oh,
listening.
oh,
Because we just have so many questions.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go.
the one thing I do remember the doctor put me on was magnesium, and it was magnesium malate. And that helped me when I had what they call fibro flare-ups. And fibro flare-ups can be triggered by like changing the weather, say if it's like snowing, starts to snow, or heavy rain, or just change of elevation. For example, I went on my honeymoon. It was my first time on an airplane, right? Went on my honeymoon, arrived there, got to the hotel. I was like, I'm just gonna lay down for a little bit, right? I lay down. I mean, I passed right out. My husband's like, "Oh, meet me down at the such and such." I was like, "Okay, I'm coming." I passed out, and he thought I was just like being me. I don't know. He was like, he got mad at me.
Yeah.
I love you, honey, if you watch it. He got mad because he didn't know it was a first time experience. I never traveled, never had the difference in elevation, but I wasn't healed at that point. I was still dealing with all these issues. And the same thing happened when I came home. I just, for days, it's like I was just drugged. I literally just laid there. It took a while for my body to get its, balance back. Yeah. So, but that natural route always called me because my body didn't agree with a lot of things that were chemical.
So then what made you get to the 80 days? Was it a book you read? When did you start the fast? And what made you say, I'm going to do this? And did it start with 80? Were you like, let me try 10? Like, did you see a video of someone doing, like, what made you go, I'm going to fast as my way to heal?
Because I actually watched like Jillian's show and
Yes.
other shows to do 60. That was the most we've ever done.
Yes.
We would do
And
like
that's a lot.
Right,
Yeah.
it is. We would do 10-day juice cleanses and 30-day juice cleanses, but watching, get my inspiration from them, I was like, man, we could do more.
And the movie Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead is what inspired us the first time to even do a juice cleanse.
Right. So what was
that thing for you to go into juicing?
Well, there was actually something that happened before the juice fast started, before I even went to that, because mentally I wasn't there yet. I was like, ooh, juice fast, that sounds great, but I don't know, no food, only liquid. That's really hard.
Oh, yeah. That's
I'm
right.
not ready for that. Like it was in my head, just getting glimpses of what other people were doing. I actually met Jillian through a group. We were juice fasting at the same time. That's how we became connected way back in 2020. But before 2020, even around 2018, I met with my dear sis, who's actually watching on IG. Her name's Nicole Brantley. She is a detox specialist. And this is when, after my moment of praying and desperation, like God gave me a sign, right? I went on Instagram and I'm scrolling, I'm looking, and I just happened to come upon her page. And you know how you just look through people's page, make sure they're not crazy. You just trying to check before you follow. You just, I was doing one of those. I was like, hey, that kind of makes sense. That rings true. That resonates with me, So I sent her a friend request and I reached out to her, told her about the whole situation and fibromyalgia. She said, you can reverse that. That is totally reversible. Yeah, her handle is at womb, like womb for women, womb therapist.
I see her right here.
Oh, so
shout out to you. Let's heal the world, sis. Let's heal the world.
It's at womb therapist.
At womb therapist.
Yeah. So she helped walk me through. I ended up joining like a little a program she had, and it started me to doing raw till 4. So I started with raw till 4 before I got to my juice fast.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So eating raw foods, focused on fruits mostly. It wasn't perfect because I was coming from standard American. So, I was learning my way, learning what eating a salad is like without chicken or eggs or like a boiled egg. Like that was hard. Or cheese. That was hard. But I found my way. Now I make a banging salad. Like that's one of my favorite things to make. You just gotta find your way. You'll figure out what works for you. But so I did that, and the first month I felt symptom after symptom being erased off the list. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm not dealing with that. And that
Wait,
thing
just
I
raw till 4?
yes, just raw till 4.
Oh
Just
my
eating raw till 4. And I was on taking herbs, Cascara Sagrada, so like to help the colon. They're stimulating herbs to help clean the colon out. So I was doing that, and it was helping to get the old stuff out, right? At
Mhm.
least in that manner, for that period of time. And by month 3, I felt golden. Like I felt the best I've felt in my life.
Wait, so did you cut out things after 4? So were you like raw till 4 and then chicken at 4:01?
Nope. Within 2 weeks, I was like, I'm so serious. I'm tired of this pain. It was like between 2 weeks or a month. I was like, this week I'm cutting out cheese. Next week I'm cutting out
Oh, okay.
chicken or whatever. And I'm getting ready for this group because I can't have any of those things in this group. And I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired that I was
Right.
like, I'm ready to wave goodbye to if that's what it takes for me to feel well, then I'm letting it go. It didn't matter what it took. I was ready. So I let go of it. And by the time the group started, I was not eating any of those things.
Okay, now just really quick, because I just always want to be clear. When you say you're eating raw foods, could you explain to the audience what that means? Tell them you're not eating raw steaks and
No,
raw chicken.
raw fish and
Right,
raw
right.
raw sushi and or raw eggs. No.
No, just in case,
Um
because this is new to somebody.
And Womb Therapy said no meat, no dairy, no starch, or no grains. Yes.
yeah.
Right.
I think I may have had some sprouted bread on occasion because it wasn't perfect, but I was, here and there
That's
had little, some little
no,
things.
that's part of your journey.
Right?
No, yeah.
It's progress over perfection. That's what I always say.
Yes.
Like you have to sprinkle grace on this.
That's right.
So what did you just ask me? You said,
Raw. What
What is
raw.
what is
Yeah.
raw?
So that means what people would say, foods that are not denatured. They're all the nutrients are not cooked out of them. They're not cooked till they're wilted and the color's not there. Living foods that get their nutrients from the sun, the soil, the rain. You're just eating it. You don't need to do anything to prepare it besides maybe clean it and cut it up.
Right.
That's living foods. So when you eat life, you get life. And that's how that's where the glow comes from. So y'all know about the juice and you know how you just start glowing. You're
Yeah,
taking in all that life and then
yeah,
all of a sudden it just radiates out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
yes,
crazy.
100%.
So you
100%.
started feeling better then, and then after that is when you did the 80 days.
Yes. So I want to say 2 years, so 2018 to 2020, somewhere in between there, I want to say close to the pandemic, when everybody's bored in the house and then the house bored, everybody's eating different things that they wasn't eating, you're gaining weight and just
There
I
was
felt
nothing to do. It
there's
was
nothing to do. Literally, you just staring at each other.
well, we gotta do something. Let's do
Yeah,
something.
let's eat. Let's eat. So that's what happened. I ended up falling off from how I was eating a bit, and I started eating more like the processed plant-based stuff, the plant-based meats, the fake meats, and I started to get joint pain again. I started to I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, 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 no. I haven't felt pain in 2 years. I
Yeah.
had done something. It was bad. It was hurting all over. And so I did another one of those moments. I was like, okay, God, what do I need to do? Like I literally prayed. All these moments started with prayer. All these defining moments started with me like stopping and literally talking to God. So I'm like, okay, God, what do I need to do? Like, what's the next step? What's going on here? And I heard the Holy Spirit say, number one, you're dehydrated. And I knew that to be true because I never liked drinking water. I was one of those people that just
Oh,
don't.
really? Okay.
Yep. Always as a child too, unless you put a little something in it or,
Put a little
whatever. So
salt in the water.
a little something fruit
A little
infused. Let me make it clear. Nothing else. And so I was like, okay, I'm dehydrated. What should I do? And I felt God impress upon my heart to do a water fast.
Whoa.
And yeah, and that's not anything I've ever done. It's not anything that I sought out to do, right? So I just heard that, and I'm home. I don't have to work. I don't have to go anywhere. So it was perfect that don't have to do anything strenuous. So every day I had a gallon of water, and I just worked my way through it. Anytime I felt hungry, I chug. I drank some more water. I sit. I relaxed. I wasn't doing anything. I rested. I slept, and would drink. Day one, I'm like, okay, all right. Day two, starting to feel less pain. By day three, all of it was gone, right? All the pain of day three of water. Day three, I was dehydrated. I was deeply dehydrated. I know I was. But yeah, it brought the inflammation down. 3 days. And I was like, wait, I'm bending my elbows and moving. I'm like, it's gone. But then I'm like, okay, God, well, now what do I do? And then, okay, what's the next step? And I feel like God has a sense of humor. And so I heard, you're already here. You might as well go into a juice fast. And I was like, you tricked me. Like oh my God, you tricked me. I've been running from this juice fast thing for like forever. Like, yeah, that sounds good, but I don't think that's for me right now, And so I didn't know how to start a juice fast. I didn't have all these like tons of videos that I was watching prior to. I stumbled upon it, right? That's how it happened for me. So I could tell you all the what not to do's and what you should do, because I learned a lot of things the hard way as well. But I ended up starting there, and then jumped in a group, a community, Facebook community for juicing. And then that helped me to be around other people that were juicing, like what you're doing, which is so amazing. It's so powerful to have doing it together. Accountability matters, right? Community matters. Like, it's so important.
It's everything.
And I got to say this only because it's so similar, but my story is the opposite. So I did 2 30-day juice fasts and a 17-day water fast to heal, but I didn't want to do the water fast. I was like, do water, but again,
it's harder.
It's harder. I was praying and I was asking God to give me a sign. And when you talk about God is funny, when I'm telling you, it was like an SNL skit. We had a crazy doctor, and God knew, because I asked God, I said, God, I need an obvious sign. Like, I don't need to try to figure it out. I need you to like, boom. And so this doctor was so crazy.
So crazy.
So, I mean, I think he was high.
I thought it was a joke.
He really did.
I was like,
and then he was upset. He was like, is this doctor? And God knew I wouldn't let that doctor, let alone cut me open. I wouldn't let him touch me. And so when we left the doctor, Sean was a little upset. I was laughing because I was like, okay, God, I'm going to do the water fast. And I started the water fast the next day. But when you say God has a sense of humor, that situation was so obvious.
And it was so random.
Like, it was so obvious and random. Like, he would have been in trouble if you would have seen how he talked to us as a doctor.
But not only that,
he would have been in trouble.
Right. He wasn't answering us. So like, we would ask him a question
and
he would just be like this.
It was something out of a skit.
And I was thinking, am I talking loud enough? Because
I
know I'm talking loud enough. You're sitting right across from me. I'm like, sir, do you think we should do A, B, and C? And he's like this. I said, Michelle,
I think it's time to go.
I'm expecting the camera to come out because this is not real.
And I want people to hear this only because when you're juicing and you're fasting sometimes, I think it's important to do something like journaling and prayer, because I think you hear clearer. I think that's something that happens to me during the 60 days. It's like, one thing I know for sure is that I heard God clearer. It's like the fog was gone. But I just had to say that, because it's funny how our stories were literally the opposite. You water fasted, no problem.
I know. When you said water fast, I was like,
I won't say no problem, because it's not easy, especially when I say by the third day, it felt easier. The first 2 days were the roughest. And then the third started to feel a little easier, but I felt better by then. So I just stopped. But 17 days, like, you're a boss. Like, you could do 17 days.
I wanted kids. You know what I mean? I had 3 now, and I couldn't have them before. So it was like, I had to do, you do
what you got to do.
You do what you got to do. You do. But I'm sorry to interrupt your story, but that's when you jumped into juice fasting. And how did you get to 80 days?
Yeah. What made you pick that number?
I didn't pick it. I didn't pick it. I just kept going. And I just kept going and listening to my body, and and in my head there was like, maybe I'll do this amount of days, or maybe I'll do that amount of days. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Now,
Yeah.
I was just asking you that. Did you just do a day at a time, or were you like, I'm gonna do 5 days?
I'm gonna do 10.
I'm gonna do 10.
I'm gonna do 20.
Was it like that, or you were just like, what was it like? Just a day at a time?
I think in my head, I knew that between 30 and 40 days makes a great juice fast. Like, I knew that much. Like, you could do 30 to 40 days. That's fantastic. That's a good reset, clean you out, right?
Yeah.
And I was in a community where people were doing juice fast. I mean, 100 days. Like, I've seen all types of, so I didn't think I was gonna make it to 100 days, but like in my head, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep the whole praying thing. Do I keep going? Watching what my body's doing. Is still detoxing? You need to keep going. There's still more stuff being cleaned out, paying attention to my bowels, what I'm eliminating.
Yes.
That was crazy because I remember hitting this point where I think it was past the midway point of 80 days. Not to be graphic, but this is real.
No,
graphic.
Yes.
Okay, so
they want to know. They want to know.
We want to know the real.
Yeah.
We're from New York, how do you know it?
And we got a lot of people suffering. So
yeah. By like past the midpoint, I remember I noticed my elimination, the smell had changed. And it went from just like not really like it wasn't that bad to like smelling, like when someone's sick, what that smells like. You have a stomach bug or like something smells sick about what you're eliminating. And I was like, yo, what is this? Like, I knew I hit some really old stuff.
Yeah.
I hit some old, I'm like, because your colon is really long. There's a lot. It takes a long time to get through that. So, and that wowed me. So it's like, okay, I hit something old because all of a sudden the smell changed and it was just weirded me out. But I was like, I got to keep going.
Right. You like, this was from like 2000.
Right? Or was this from the 90s? Yeah. Where's this from? Yeah. That's what it's not.
I had in an elementary school.
Right? Was this the pig feet I ate? Was this the but it was old. It was old. So I was like, okay, I gotta keep going. I have to, and I kept going because I knew just watching what your body's doing, paying attention to the detox symptoms. You're not gonna want to stop mid detox symptom. You don't want to stop your fast if your body's cleansing and purging. Keep going because there's more that needs to be released.
More.
So more. I passed parasites as well. And they were dead. They were not moving, thank God. But I still like freaked out. I was in the bathroom. I was like,
I was gonna ask you. That's always interesting to me. Like, what color are they? Like, do they like? How do they look? Like worms? I don't know.
But not all parasites are worms. So like, you could be killing them off during your juice fast, and you don't see them in your bowels. So like, just because you don't see a worm doesn't mean you don't have them.
That's right.
And then they're all in different phases and stages. Not everything has grown to a worm yet. You got the little babies of it, that's how they keep reproducing in your body. So it's not like you just get a worm and you pass it and there's no more. No, they lay eggs. It's a whole thing. So that when I passed them, they were dead. They weren't moving. They were string-like. And I Googled because I'm like, what the heck? What is this?
I'm gonna have to Google when I get off. Yes, I got to see that. I got to see them.
And I Googled because I was like, and I saw the picture looked exactly like what I saw. Exactly what I saw. And I was like, wow. So all that alkalinity of the juice killed off the parasites. Wow. It's so powerful. But yeah, that's and even after the juice fast, I did 2 hydrocolonics. And I still had some stuff that passed, and I felt something very hard, like calcified, come through me. And I was like, that's crazy. At the 80 days. I wanted to do a clean sweep after that, just to make sure.
Just to make sure, yeah.
And yeah, that happened. Crazy, right?
That is crazy.
This is so interesting to me. I'm like, really?
I did frequent juice cleanse. I did water bath, but I have to. And this is for anyone who's like me. Okay, we're having an honest confession moment.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at my poop. I don't like it.
Girl, you better look.
You better get used to it.
I watch my kids. I see all of that. I don't want to see no more.
Listen.
After changing Maverick, I don't want to see no more poopy.
But the thing is, I mean, if you're trying to heal, you'll do anything.
That's very
true.
true.
If you're trying to heal, look at the poop.
That's very
That's
true.
right.
But 60 days, I didn't look. So I don't know if I ever had one.
And so what else happened from the 80 days? Did you experience any other?
And you said that you suffered from depression slightly or feeling down.
No, a lot depression. Yeah. Not even slightly. Yeah. that was depressed.
Made a difference.
Oh, absolutely.
During the 80 days. Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. During the 80s. I want to say I wasn't as depressed like before the juice fast, like during the juice fast, because I already did like the raw till 4.
Yep.
So that started cleaning the stuff out. So my joy started to come back, and like, there was a lifting, there was a brightening of countenance. I have old pictures where even under my eyes were darker. I just look more gray, more just not bright at all. It's crazy how your eyes get brighter, your skin gets clearer, just everything about you radiates, and you can't even help it. You just shine. You just, because the juice does the work. The living foods does the work for you.
It does. It really does.
It does the work. So after 80 days, how did you break it, and what was your diet like?
After I did the juice fast, let me tell you this. I think this is important to know because people want to know the real. Towards the end, I started getting like hooked on like, maybe I could make it to this number. Maybe I could make it to that number, and focusing on the number more than listening to my body, where my body was saying it's time to stop. You did enough. It's time to stop. And like, I want to, everybody around me, we juice. I make it to this day. I made it to that day. And, that's the wrong focus. So I want to add these things for people just to help some people out who, if they want to do this long term or whatever, they feel the call for it. It's really important that you juice enough. Like, this is not a starvation thing. This is not like I'm gonna have one or two like 2 juices, 3 juices. Like you were saying earlier, drink plenty, drink enough. Like, that's why some people call it a juice feast as well. Some people call it a juice feast, right? So you should be feasting on these between 4 to 6 quarts of juice a day, and that's plenty of calories. You're not lacking in calories. You're getting calories. You're getting enzymes. The enzymes do the healing to the cells. They go to the blood, and right, and that brings the healing. But don't underjuice. Please prepare. You're going somewhere. Always have a juice with you. Do not go anywhere without having nothing.
Setting yourself up.
Don't do
You'll
it.
be caught out there wishing you weren't. And it's not a good feeling. You feel weak, you feel shaky, you feel, or either getting something to eat and cutting it short. You don't want to do that. So always go prepared, drink enough. Take that time to batch prepare. It takes some extra time, but just do the up front. If it takes you 2 hours to just do a bunch of juices for the next couple of days, do that. It will determine your success. And then you can just sit back and, grab a juice from the fridge. You ain't got to be in the kitchen all the time. You don't got to be hooked up to the juicer all the time.
The Nama is easier, by the way. Nama
love the Nama, the best juicer, hands down.
You tell them, we be telling them all the time. Listen, y'all go ahead and get that Nama. In fact, go to namawell.com, discount code.
Get that discount.
Sean Michelle 10. Seriously though, the Nama is the best juice on the planet.
I've been batch juicing the last
we have been juicing for 15 years.
Wow.
Juicers, the Breville, the Omega. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the Nama is the best juicer. We're gonna tell you the best. Period. So go ahead. There's the discount code. But all right, go ahead.
Yeah, get that. Y'all get that for real. Get that juicer. The J2. I mean, they had the next one after that or something with other parts, but I had the J2. I had the one before that. All of them were great. So no matter what your price range is, just it's worth the invest. It's an investment that will pay off. Like it's so worth it. But But yeah, so prepare, drink enough, listen to your body.
Yes.
Listen, don't overexert yourself. Don't try to do a whole marathon. If you're not used to doing a bunch of exercising, be careful with that when you first start juicing. Like if you're going from eating full meals to having juice, your body needs time to adjust. So use wisdom, listen to your body. You know your body more than anybody else, right? So if you feel weak, sit down somewhere, take a break, rest, be open to resting more while you're juicing. You might feel more tired than energetic at first. So in the beginning, then all of a sudden that energy just comes.
And that's we're on day 3 as a group, and what we're telling people is we're so excited for them because those first 3 days, like if you do have any detox symptoms, it's the first 3 days. When you start to get to day 4 and 5 is when you're like, oh, you know what I mean? It's when you start what we call the juice high. That's when that starts coming in.
Coming in hot.
That's the best feeling. That's the best feeling.
When it starts coming in. But you said you broke your 80 days and you ate, you went raw for how long?
I've pretty much been able to sustain it since my juice fast. So in 2020.
Oh, good.
I broke it with, what did I have? Fruit, because I was taught, they told us exactly what to do. Fruit breaks down the easiest. It's the most gentle on your stomach. So you could still stay with having a juice every day, like have one juice and then have some fruit. And then like if I did like a week on fruit just to ease my stomach, and do not start with the harsh things. You will be in fetal position somewhere. You gotta be easy with how you come off of a juice fast.
Right.
Don't let your eyes be bigger than your stomach, or don't be greedy. Don't do it. Because I learned that a second go round after I did my fruit only 30 days thing. I was overzealous and I just wanted to eat something and I jacked myself up. It's not worth it. But yeah, so I had veggies the second week, more like leafy greens, easy, cucumbers, high in water, just simple salads, not 10,000 things in it. And then later I'll start to add in nuts and seeds, but I just did a week on fruit, more added veggies the second week, and then nuts and seeds were very last, and healthy fats, like started adding that stuff in.
Now, when you did your 80-day juice cleanse, did you have a specific juice that you used, or were you just juicing, just anything that you liked? Because I just saw somebody just ask that.
One of the popular ones was the lemon ginger blast. I don't know if you heard of that.
Everybody talks about that, the lemon ginger blast.
Lou Corona. Lou Corona. Yeah. I'm gonna get it because there's different versions, but like for the most of it is cucumber, celery, parsley, cilantro, mint, apples, ginger, turmeric, jalapeno, like half a jalapeno. It's a little spicy.
I love jalapeno.
I might have missed lemon. I think maybe a lemon in there. Now, when I tell you, when I'm supposed to be on this juice, everybody's like, dude, this green juice, I hated it. I did not like it. I could drink it now, but you know why I didn't like it? Why I hated it? The parasites didn't like it. It was the parasites.
Do parasites taste buds? Like, because I heard it helps you to let go of cravings. Like
yeah. I just, with everything, my whole gut microbiome, like everything within me just did not want it. But I realized it's because it was killing off all that stuff. It's a very powerful juice. Very powerful. I can drink it now, though.
I'm trying.
See, I don't like anything with celery in it, but I'm gonna give it a try.
I had to do extra apples because it called for like maybe 2 or 3, and it was like mostly green. And I was like, I need a little sweet. Just give me a little.
Yeah, me too. I gotta have a little
sweet. Just a little. So I added extra apples in, but eventually, I'd say after I did the juice fast, like I can drink green juices. Not a problem at all. But before, I literally wanted to cry tears. That's how bad I didn't like it. Like, I was like, I don't like, because when you're drinking juice, you want to enjoy what you're drinking, and that's all you're having.
We tell everybody
this is not a punishment. Make sure, especially if it's your first juice cleanse, enjoy your juices.
Enjoy it.
Yes. And that's why I was crying. I was just like, I don't want this grape juice. I don't want it. It just everything within me. The parasites hated it and it was killing off that stuff. So I tried to do it as best as I could, but then I went into fruit juices and I was so happy.
I know.
So happy.
I know what you mean.
The lights came on.
Yes.
Yeah. So I tried to mix veggies in and sometimes, mix it up. But yeah, I had that and I just did what I could afford. I went to Aldi. Aldi was my spot because I saved some coins there.
Yeah,
And
you do. You save some money there, definitely.
come on, and they have organic produce as well. So
they do.
that was what I got. Bags of apples. I got whatever they had. I got, and I did try. I juiced a lot of organic, but not all. I just did the best that I could. It's not about
Yeah.
You can heal. You can heal on non-organic. So it's come on, just do what you can with what you have. People get stuck in that. Well, I can't do this. I don't have the money to. Can't afford this. Listen, if you're called to do it, but know that once you start to do it, yes, there are going to be things that challenge you to stick to it. There's going to be opposition, but I'm telling you, you stick to it, you're going to see why that call was there, because it's going to change your life. It literally, you cannot juice without having your life changed. Like, it's just impossible. I don't know anybody whose life hasn't been changed from.
You cannot juice without having your life. It won't be the same.
I always say
that different. It won't be the same.
I think I just said that yesterday.
Who
you are before the juice cleanse is not who you'll be after. That's just the way it is. It really is.
It's true, because I was more timid. I was more timid before the juice fast. I was more I'm what you would call behind the scenes type of person. Oh, you need help back here? Don't mind me. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Like, that's me. I'm very, and then this had given me confidence. It gave me joy. It gave me, it put a fire.
It put a fire, yeah.
It put a fire in me. And I wanted to help everybody, especially after the. Yes. And then you start being a messenger. And then you're like, hey, you don't have to suffer. You don't have to be bound. You don't have to alcohol. This is what I do. That's what I did. That's exactly what it did for me. And that's how it got me to my purpose. So all of the things that you went through, the challenges with your health and, wanting to have babies, like all the stuff, and you wanted it to be well, it just led you right to your purpose.
That's exactly what happened. It's like we can't be quiet with all the stuff that we know.
You can't feel this good and just not want to tell. You can't.
Right. You can't keep this to yourself. You know, so many people are suffering, and you don't have to.
Nope.
But a lot of people don't know that they have options. There are ways to heal yourself.
And that's what we always say. Our biggest thing is we want people to know their options.
Yes.
We want people to know their options. Nothing wrong with medical intervention.
No, nothing wrong with that at all.
The problem is we know that as an option. In fact, the problem is we know that as our only option.
That's right.
And so our biggest thing is like, no, we should get to choose.
Yes.
We should get to choose. We should have the knowledge. And yeah, we should get to know. But I got to make sure I don't forget this. You said, so we have a lot of people also that their fear when they're juicing is that they don't want to lose weight. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't ever had this issue. Not ever in life. I can always lose a pound or two. All right.
Always lose
a pound or two. I have no problem wanting to lose weight. Now, I could teach everybody how to gain weight real easy breezy. I could teach you that part, right? I do that very easily. So that hasn't ever been my problem. But we do have people that ask about that. And you can speak. Yes, you can speak to that. And that's important because that's not my testimony. All right.
And that all happened during the 30 days of all fruits, right?
Yes. But it also happened during my juice fast.
Oh, it did. Okay.
I lost a tremendous amount of weight. I've always been small. So I've had a small frame, but I have the understanding now to know that what I was dealing with was malabsorption. So it wasn't just that I'm small, right? There's some people who can eat and eat and eat and they don't gain much weight, right?
Right.
We hate those people.
Right.
We hate those people.
Because I'm eating and shows.
How dare you? How dare you?
And you know what? It's a malabsorption issue. A lot of times their colon's backed up. There's stuff that needs to be flushed out. Their body's not absorbing the nutrients. When they're eating the food, it's not really getting what it should be getting. And that was me.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I struggled all of my life whenever I dealt with stress, whenever I dealt with certain things. I would lose weight, say if I'm not eating like I should, right? Or I get super busy, and I need to stop and eat. Wait, I need, I would lose weight very easily. And it was like work to put it back on. I mean, like work. I'm trying to eat more. That's malabsorption issues. Yeah. And
Exist.
and you
Wow.
need to clean your colon out to take care of malabsorption issues. So for me, that was one of the biggest things in my mind was like, I don't want to get any smaller. All I've been trying to do is gain weight. I just want to gain weight. So what I felt about this was I had to understand that in order to reverse malabsorption, you have to break down that crumbly foundation anyway, because it's just stuff in the way. So you're gonna have to embrace getting smaller. You just have to. It's a part of the process. And you have to heal. You have to be able to say, whatever it is that's keeping me from being well,
Let me,
I'm ready and I'm willing to let it go. If
that's
I
right.
gotta look a little different for a bit, listen, you let people know I'm in my transformation right now. Okay. That's where I am right now. So if I look a little different, if it's, and not everybody's gonna understand that either while you're juicing.
That's
People are gonna
right.
be all concerned about you, think you're dying because you're just only doing juice. And I've heard all those things. But I had to understand that I needed to clean out and fix the crumbly foundation. So after the juice fast, I was able to keep weight on, even if I stressed. So before, if I got stressed and I wasn't eating, then my weight would just drop. And that hasn't happened since then, unless I'm like really long length of time, like a fruit thing, and I'm not having like a healthy fats, or I'm not having like getting all the things that I normally would eat. But I've been able to like sustain, it wouldn't just drop. So I had to clean it out so that would happen. So
Right.
just embrace it. I know it's uncomfortable. I know that feeling. You don't want to lose weight. But it's a malabsorption issue. If you've been small all your life and it's that feeling, if you hearing me and it sounds like you're talking yourself, then it's a malabsorption issue 9 times out of 10. Yeah. Yep.
That is so good because we have not heard that.
Not in my life.
We have not heard
Not
that.
ever in my
Because
life.
I know people personally, because it's not my personal testimony. The only thing I know is that when I have seen people, because I've seen people of all sizes do long-term juice cleanses. And usually what I find is they don't look sick. To me, doing an 80-day juice fast is not feast, is not the same as being malnourished.
Yeah.
So when you're malnourished, it's a different sick look. Like it's gray and it's down. When you're doing a long-term juice cleanse, even though you get smaller or you lose weight, they don't look sick to me.
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. I'll say this. If the only way I would say that they could end up looking sick is if you're not drinking enough. Like if you're not getting enough juice, listen, I did that. I got to a point where I got so busy doing for everybody else. I was juicing during the holidays. I was making full dinners for Thanksgiving and Christmas and for everybody on a juice fast, all while juicing. Never would do it again, but I did it. Never would I do it again. Never, ever. But I just wanted my family to be happy. I was just doing it. But that's a problem. And it's something that I'm trying to learn with myself is boundaries. And when I'm pouring out too much, because I care. I love people and I want to do. And I have like a servant's heart. You know what I mean? So I love to care for people in that manner. But God's letting me know it need not be at the detriment of you.
That's right.
Yes.
When you hit that part and it's at the detriment of you, when you're weaker and you're tired, you're exhausted, and you pour and pour and pour, no, that's not by God's design. So there needs to be balance. So the only way people get sickly is if they're not drinking enough. So please make sure you're drinking enough, then you won't look sickly. Right. I got pictures and they were scary. I could show y'all later, but I had to scroll through my phone. But I'm telling you, I lost 30 pounds. And I'm small. You see how small I am, right? I lost 30 pounds. And for everybody else, they're like, oh yeah, I love lose 30 pounds. You know, when you tank it like that, you're like, that's too much.
We go celebrate lose 30 pounds. Yes, Lord. We lost 30 pounds.
Everybody was losing the same weight as me, but for me, I wasn't drinking enough, and I didn't like how it looked. I barely wanted to look in the mirror. Like, you could see some of the bones in my face. Like, but within 2 weeks after juice fasting, and the weight came back quick. I mean, quick. Just put it on, everything filled right back out. Yeah.
It's so good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the other changes you experienced in the 30 days? Because I want to know it all. I want to know it all.
Your wife touched on it, hearing from God. Like, I can't even, I've never experienced so much clarity. And this is so unique because I started seeing numbers as well. I started seeing certain things and I was like, well, what is that? You know, I don't know how to explain it. So I started looking up even Hebrew numbers, meaning of Hebrew numbers. Some people follow like angel numbers, stuff like that. I don't really follow that. So I looked into meaning of Hebrew and the Hebrew calendar and like all these things. So I was getting clarity on things through learning about those numbers. And it's just crazy. I would see the number 1, 2, 3, 4. I probably saw it for like 2 years straight, all the time. And I'm like, I don't know what this means. It was to the point where it would make me jump out of my skin. At work, clock in 1, 2, 3, 4. What? Just look at 1, 2, 3, like everywhere I went. So I'm like, I don't know what this means. So I was looking it up, but what I felt in my spirit for me was that God was telling me to take one step at a time. They're consecutive. One foot in front of the other, because I'm a type of person that takes a whole big picture, has a meltdown, freezes up, and nothing gets done. That's me.
Alone, sis, you ain't alone.
You are
all
not,
right.
you are not alone. No, you definitely.
So that was one of the things, but also mounds of creativity like I've never experienced in my life.
I know.
It just kept coming and coming. Ideas on raw recipes and things. I would just write stuff down on sticky notes and papers and look it up. And I don't see this online. Well, this is something else that God gave me. And so books is something that is God's trying to birth in me. Is some books and
come on.
It's gonna be coming. It has to. So I'm working. One's in the process right now. So, but yeah, creativity. It blows my mind even now. But yeah, definitely hearing from God, greater connection with God. Just I cannot go back. There's no way to. I didn't realize how much fog was there until it was lifted.
Until it was unfogged. I know. You don't know.
The 60-day juice cleanse was magic for me.
That's what happened. The unfog. You don't know it's foggy until it's clear.
Until it's clear. It's like your thoughts are so clear. And I know a lot of people, we're on day 3, we don't understand yet. But when you start juicing a lot longer, you get this.
And you're even getting inkling now. Some people are getting little signs now because when you have a heavy fog over you, even sometimes people, Jillian on her first day when she let go of grains and wheat, the first day she let go
feeling better.
She's like, wait a minute, there's something in this. And so you start to see the signs, you know what I'm saying? Like something is here. And that's why you do stuff like you keep going. You know what I mean?
It's filled with eureka moments, like light bulb moments. You just stop. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It's a light coming now. Let me keep clearing. It's a light right there.
I said this yesterday. That's how we came up with the Jumbo Juice 10,000.
Yeah, during
the 60 day. I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? We should do a juice cleanse with 10,000 people.
Yeah.
I don't know where 10,000 came from.
Yeah.
But I was just like, 10,000, we could do that.
Yeah. Because you want people to know.
But it felt real. And then my mind started going, oh, okay, this is how it can get done.
And
then it just happened.
And
we're here.
And it's the second one.
It's the second one. But yeah, it's that mental clarity. So whatever you guys are thinking about, anything that you want to do in life, man, when you start juicing, you're gonna get all the ideas for it. It's just it's all gonna click and come together. I promise.
And I think, and I have to say this because it's just on my heart to say, it's just like you hear about so many of us being sick from even depression, feeling bad, of course, wound sickness. And it's like, I think it's almost too simple sometimes for us to believe. I really do. because you have all of these commercials. Do this for depression. Do this for anxiety. Do this if you have fibroids. Do this if you have this. Do this. And literally, it's almost like you have to stop doing all of that. You have to stop doing all of that.
Yep.
And just do this. And sometimes I think it's just too, I think it's too simple.
It is.
I think it's so simple that it's like, come on.
Well, the thing is, it is simple, but I think it's more about the conditioning, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've been conditioned since the time we were children.
All of us
up until now, that we had just this one way of thinking, that medicine is the way to go.
Yes.
No matter what.
And that's what you have to keep on, because even so, I'm not gonna lie, eggs, I like a little egg here and there, right?
Yeah.
Conditioning of eggs is just like, I'll try to convince myself, let's say 3 months from now, right? And I'm still juicing them, but I'm not, and I'm like, you know what, eggs ain't that bad, you know. Like it's just like literally, like you said, after you had, when the pandemic happened, you started to, because the conditioning is happening to us also.
Yes.
I want to let people know we're not like in the unconditioned world.
Oh, no.
We get conditioned too, because I will convince myself, I mean, a little piece of something, come on. Like it's really that. And
just,
I know
just tip your baby toe in just a little.
Can I just a little? But it's like our minds, because we're conditioned too. We see the commercials, we see the billboards, we see it's all so subliminal in all of us. And that's why forums like this, what you watch on social, what you read, it's all very important. And with health, you have to be intentional, because opposition is everywhere. So you have to be intentional. Otherwise, you'll drown right back into and us too. I'm talking to me too, y'all. I'm talking to me too. You'll drown right back in, because that's what we're conditioned to. It's the conditioning. All of us.
I can attest to that. I had to kind of stay in my own cocoon for a bit, because I couldn't be around people at first. I just was like, you know what? I'm not going to this event, going out to this. I can't do it. I got to get myself rooted and grounded. I got to get myself not to be wobbly. And then when I felt sure enough, then I would go out and I had my juice. I would have my salad. I would bring things with me. People are like, that's when they eyebrow raise. What's that? Or you're not eating that anymore? You don't eat this? Like, they think you snooty because you don't eat certain things anymore. Right. That's a whole different topic right there.
But that's actually what I wanted to get into. But girl, you go first.
I wanted to ask the last question, but I want you guys at this time, if you have any questions, to start writing your questions, so that after we answer this question, we could answer So guys, at this time, if you have any questions, type them on IG and on the Facebook group, and we're going to ask a couple more questions.
No, I was going to ask you, how has your circle changed since you've changed the way you eat?
And what's your diet now?
Yeah. What's your diet now, and how has your circle changed?
So I'll say this.
I'm sorry, one more thing too. And what about your husband and your daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they eat the way you eat? Like, how has that all changed? Okay, I'm listening. Go.
No, they don't eat like how I eat, but no, they don't at all. My husband is leading that way though, a little bit. Like he's open. He'll eat anything that I make. He'll eat any plant-based dish. He's wonderful. Yeah. My daughter, on the hand, not as much. So, and she's gonna be 18. So she'll be 18. So she's grown. And plus, by the time I started, I don't know how old she was, but it's easier to make those changes for your children while they're young.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Otherwise, you're gonna put yourself in a position of like causing opposition, and it affects your relationship, and it's not worth it. It's not. I had to learn the hard way that I was end up being pushy, and then it was just like, okay, you need to fall back a little bit or do compromise. I would get her healthier options of certain things, but still get her like some of the things that she wants. I'm not making her plant-based. I'm not, so I had to learn the hard way with all of that with my husband and my daughter. So I'll keep it real. But we're good now. Now it's like,
understand each other.
My journey is not your journey.
That's right. That's right.
Not. It was my choice to do this, but it's hard because when you care about people and if they're dealing with an issue or something, and then it's like, this could help you.
Just juice for 15 days and everything will be fine.
Please just listen. understand.
I'm gonna
And
let you be
the people
grown.
closest to you listen to Leash, just the FYI.
Oh yeah.
The people who know you, because they know you when you was eating chicken and fried chicken. So they're like, all right, sis, whatever. They do not. It's the hardest people. It really
Yeah.
is.
And then I had to say, you know what, Sade, how long it take you to make this decision? And it took you being sick. It took you feeling like a train wreck to say, Uncle, you know, wave the white flag of surrender. Like it took that. So think about other people, and they don't feel like it's bad enough, or they're not feeling sick enough to make a change. You don't need to be like direly sick. You don't need to get to that point to be healthier, you know. So but yeah, so they're on a different path, but my husband is pretty open. Actually he's been doing more plant-based than meat lately. So I'm really proud of him for that.
You're tricking them. That's what you're doing. you tricked them. You tricked them into thinking.
I actually kind of did in the beginning. I would make things. He used to get upset after a while, but he was like, I would put things in there that I know he didn't like, and then I make something, he eat it, and like, oh, that was good. I said, you know, that had such and such in it, and you don't like such and such, and it had that in it. He was like, you always putting something in there. I was like, but see, you liked it, right? You know, it's the plate's empty. But yeah, I did that in the beginning because I just wanted their palate to expand and just try some new things. But and so yeah, I went through that whole phase of people having different things to say, you know, snooty comments, or thinking that I'm maybe like, oh, I think I'm better now that I made all these changes. Or you would get people who say like, I could never do that. Like, that's all great and well what you're doing, but I don't think I could ever do it. So it didn't seem obtainable. You know, it didn't seem like doable for them. And then I get those people who generally just are curious and just want to know, what are you like, what's going on, or where's your protein? That's the big top question.
That's the number one question, boy. Lord have mercy.
And I have to every time share. And in the beginning, if you don't feel secure about all these things, like that's why I limited like my engagement, like with going out. I was never super sociable anyway. Like I wasn't one to be hanging and going to this event, that event. Like I said, I was a low key background person. You know, I like to do things like, oh, go to the park and sit by water and like, you know, or listen to music, or I like, you know, if I could do like maybe a jazz club or something like that. Like I like loungy, chill, you know, talk person to person, intimate conversation type of thing, not crowds of people and, you know, large events. So I'm very much a one-on-one type of person anyway. So it was easy for me to not have, like do a bunch of outings, you know, that was easy for me. But people have birthdays, people have things they want you to come to, right? So I learned very quickly that I had to actually come prepared to stuff like that too. I learned to look ahead at restaurants, check their menus, see what they have. I would also do things like, hey, I'm bringing an avocado in my bag, or I have a dressing. You know,
she always brings a dressing.
See, because you don't know what you're going to get. And a lot of times places think that they're servicing you and they have an option for you. And when you get there, you just like, this salad is just a cucumber, tomato, and lettuce. Like, where is the color? Where's the fun? So, you know, it's a lot of
salads.
No effort.
No effort.
And the amount they give you, they think they're giving you the amount that you would give with meat and potatoes and things. When I make a salad at home, I make a salad. You know what I mean? Like, it's a salad. If you get a salad at a spot, they thinking you, and it's just like, no. Okay.
I call it a party in a bowl. A salad should be a party in a bowl.
Right.
It should be a big mama jamma salad. Like, it should not be no little, you'll starve eating just this little tiny salad.
They're not prepared for that. And I get that too. I just, you know, you do what you do. Do you have any food grief? Like, you know, food means things. Like Thanksgiving.
You attach it to social events.
You attach it to social events. Like, do you have
like going away on trips?
And what is are you fully raw now, or are you plant-based and raw, or like?
So I'll say this as well, because I think your husband kind of touched on this a little bit. I don't label myself as vegan, although other people may label me as vegan. But yes, textbook wise, I don't eat, you know, essentially eat plant, you know, or animal, you know, products. I don't do dairy, I don't do pork, I don't do beef, whatever. But I will say, over the span of time, like there's been times where I'm like, well, maybe like you said with the eggs, maybe if I let me just have just a little. And I'm like, I just feel like it wasn't that it tasted bad. It wasn't that it tasted bad,
How it
but I
feels in
just
your
didn't feel the same. I just didn't. So then I just, nope, I'm not having that. And it would happen in moments I was preparing for my family, because some people can't do that. They're like, well, I eat this way. I will never touch this. I'm not doing that. But
right.
for me, I would make it for my family. I would, because it's not all about me, you know? Listen, I'm trying to stay married now.
Now you're gonna mess up a happy home now.
No,
You're
no,
not gonna
no.
mess up
All
a
right.
happy
A little
And
egg ain't gonna bother nobody, okay?
not and not even like, he's so cool. He's so chill. Like, my husband's not even like that. Like, oh, you better make me my, he's not like that. But just because I care,
Yeah.
and I add a bunch of veggies and other stuff. But there would be the moments where I'm like,
Let me
I mean,
taste.
oh, that tastes good. That tastes good. But then I'm like, I can't keep eating. I can't do it. So I would stop. So I've had moments, little sprinkle of moments that would happen like that. But I essentially eat you would consider it raw, because raw is 80% raw and 20% cooked. So you could have like lightly cooked veggies, or you could have a little quinoa or something, like whatever you consider. And for me, that feels like home. That feels very comfortable for me.
Body into your system, yes.
Yeah, sometimes I want a little bit of warmth, especially the winter. I just need just a little. So I'll have the cooked things that I do have on from time to time. It's like chickpeas or hummus that might not be fully raw. You can make raw hummus, but sometimes it'll be like a nut butter that's not raw, like, 'cause it's a little more expensive to do raw.
Right.
Almond butter, quinoa from time to time. But that's really it. Like, I don't do a whole bunch of, or maybe lightly cooked veg, but that's pretty much it. Everything else is raw: salads, juices, smoothies, snacks. That's it. Yeah.
So someone had a question. How was your cycle during the 80 days? How was it affected?
I'm trying to think back. It's 4 years ago. All I know is my cycle kept getting better and better and better. So at the beginning of, even, I'll say, the whole journey, 2018, my cycle went from like 6 days, definitely a lot of pain, a lot of cramping, all those things,
Oh, you
to,
had painful periods as well.
yeah, I sure did. And then
Mhm.
it went down to like 3 to 4 days. So it was like six-ish, six, kind of sort of 7, to like 3 to 4. And that totally changed, and it's never gone back. So it's not like I'm crippled somewhere, uh, every time it comes. Sometimes I don't even know it's coming, you know. And then I'm
Yes.
like, oh, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I was a little bit of cranky this week, just a little bit. I was just a
Wait,
little
wait.
emotional.
That's
I was kind
exactly
of,
how I know.
and then I'm like, babe, or that's maybe that my tone was a little off, just a little. So, then I'll notice why, but not like crazy. I used to,
It's so true.
I ain't say a word.
No, wait, I know, wait, because sometimes we'll have an argument and they'll be a little off and I'll be extra emotional.
Why are
yes,
we
And
arguing?
then, well, I just got my period on the eclipse day. Y'all don't care, but it's literally over. Like, that's how beautiful my period is now. But anyway,
yes,
literally, and I was like, oh, that's why I was crying. You'd be like, oh my God, that's why we had that argument. And I could almost time it sometime. And I still try to be in control because the emotions are still real, but
yes,
I'll know why. You know what I'm saying? I can't fix it in a moment, because in that
no,
moment, I'm like, you did put it down wrong. But later on, when my period comes, I go, oh, shoot. Oh, man, I'm sorry, babe. It was
yeah.
me.
Yeah,
It
I,
was,
I, I still have those moments. I still get those moments, but my PMSing used to be so bad. I mean, like Dr. Jekyll, Mrs. Hyde. Like, it was real bad before, and so it's so much better, so much better. I don't feel like I'm here, then there, and I'm up and I'm down. Like, I don't feel like that, like out of my mind, like I used to. Um, but now, yeah, now that it's definitely better. It's about 3 to 4 days, and I have some emotional stuff happening, but it's really not that bad. So um, it looks like they got dropped off. Are y'all still there? But yeah, it's literally transformed every area of my life. I'll just keep talking until they pop back on. It's literally transformed every area of my life, from my mental health to my skin, the eczema, breakouts I used to have in my forehead area. There y'all go.
Yeah.
Thank you for
I was
keep
like,
going. They somehow we exited the studio. We don't know how. Anyway,
it's okay. I was like, I'll just keep talking till they show up.
I know you did so good.
See, you a star, honey. You ain't never meant to be behind. All right, you know how to keep the show going.
You kept going in stride.
That's star, honey.
Meanwhile, we're panicking. We're like, oh, wait a minute. Where's everybody? Good.
That's happened to me before, and I was like, okay, just keep talking. Just keep it going. But yeah, it really helped every area of my life. Yeah, the cycle has just been so much better. Yeah, it's amazing.
So we're gonna answer questions now.
Oh, she answered this already, but I'll ask again. How much weight did you lose during the 80 days?
30 pounds.
30 pounds.
I got down. I'll even give you the more specifics. I got down to 85 pounds.
How tall are you?
About between 5'6" and 5'7". Mm-hmm.
Down to 80.
I was a skeleton. I looked like the crypt keeper.
85 pounds since the 7th grade, I think.
Heavier than that in the 7th. Maybe I was born at 85 pounds because I don't remember being 85 pounds and learning how to.
Wow.
I'm telling you, it's from not drinking enough. If I was drinking enough, I was doing too much for other people. I was doing the most, and I withered. And so that's what I was saying in the beginning. I could tell you what to do and what not to do. I learned all of those things. So I was not drinking enough.
She went through the process because it's malabsorption. So she was able to gain the weight back easier. So before, when you're suffering from malabsorption, you can't gain the weight back. It's so much harder for you to gain the weight back. But when you were actually healed, it was easier to put the weight back on and in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Somebody asked the question. So when you do raw till 4, what happens after 4?
Mm-hmm. I would do a lightly cooked dinner. So, for example, my veggies would still have bite or crunch to them. It wouldn't be like wilted and soft like baby food. So I would do I just think of something random like a sweet potato and half of my plate with veggies, like other variation of cooked veg, or quinoa, 1/4 of it, and then the other quarter potato, and then the half of the plate veg. I always aim for at least half of my plate with veggies. Or you could do a side salad with cooked veg, and like there's really no, or like even a grain bowl, like gluten-free. I stayed gluten-free. So if I had grains, it would be gluten-free. But yeah, I would have cooked food, but not to wilting. They still had crunch and bite and color to them.
I like that. Okay.
Somebody asked what is the raw till 4? Did somebody ask that?
Do you fast after 4? No. During this juice cleanse, it's all fasting. So during this juice cleanse, the Jump and Juice 10,000, it is a juice feast / fast, which means you are eating nothing. You are drinking fruits and vegetables through a juicer. No smoothies, no tea, no coffee, no gum, just the juice you make or cold pressed juice and water. That is it.
Somebody says, what happens when you travel out of the country?
While eating or just juicing? Just
probably your diet. Your diet. Raw.
I haven't traveled out of the country, but I've traveled just traveling in general. Yeah. For example, I had a speaking engagement in Texas, right? In September. So I make a grocery store run. I stock up on fruits because fruits are the real fast food. You grab them and go.
That's what we say all the time. So glad.
Good. Yeah, they're the real fast food. So I make a pit stop, go to the grocery store, or also like Googling what's in the area before I get there. Like what juice bars, what places, like I literally do research before I get to where I'm going. What's in the vicinity of where I'm staying? I don't like to be caught out there. Of course, you can do that when you first touch down too, but it's nice to do the research before you get there. Right. So you're like, okay, we know we're gonna hit up there. We're gonna check that spot.
Right. That's right.
That looks good. That looks fun. Oh, I want to try this. So I would do a combination of that because that can get expensive too if you don't want to eat out all the time. I get stuff for myself to grab and go or keep in my bag. for on the run and snacks, you know, nuts and seeds and things like that for you need a little crunch. But pretty much that's it. You know, I go shopping and then I'll research what's around me and hit up those spots too.
Somebody said, how much weight did you gain after the cleanse? So after you did your 80,
if your lowest was 85, what
did you gain back?
I'm trying to remember. Because this is 4 years now.
Oh, okay.
I got, what was I at before? I got to like maybe like 5 pounds. Okay, so I gained 5 pounds past what I was before, but the thing was, I still had the same habit of doing for so many other people. So I struggled with keep focusing on me. And that's still something I'm working on right now. Still working on, I'm just be honest.
Yeah, that's all right. No, that's
so,
all right.
So I still have to be that type of person to like, okay, today let me get in this kitchen. I'm prepping for me. I'm not going to be pulled to go do this, this, and this and that first. Let me get me together first, you know? And I'm working on mastering that, but I will not, I see it as abuse when I don't take care of myself, you know, in that way. So I'm like, I'm very mindful, like you're abusing yourself right now. You need to eat, take care of it. It's a lot of self-talk. It's a lot of reassuring myself and trying to get those old habits, the stinking thinking and the old ways out. But that will be the thing that I'm actively working on is keep putting myself first. And I think it's just also a mom thing too. I don't know, but I'm working on it. But I probably gained between 5 to 10 pounds more than what I started with.
Yes.
Like, so.
Okay.
But yeah.
2 more questions and then we'll call our little people down. When you did your water fast, did you use purified or alkaline water, or does it matter?
Alkaline water sometimes I feel is a gimmick. Like it's not all, you just don't just be buying just because it says alkaline. You don't even know what's in that. Like
bring spring water from BJ's.
Yes,
spring water.
That's what I did. I had spring water. That's exactly what I had. And I mean, goals for me is like I have a what do you call? It's a water filter. It's like stainless steel. It's really too big. A Berkey. You heard Berkey water filter yet? No. Berkey?
Probably. I don't know.
My cousin.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I have a Berkey water filter.
Mm-hmm.
But you ever have something you never assemble it? You just had it sitting in the corner. You bought it. And you ain't never put it together.
It was a good idea.
That's what people do with juices. That's what they do with juices.
Somebody thought they had a Nam and J2 for like a year and had never touched it. I mean, it just rolls. You took
the words out of my mouth. I was going to say that's gold.
You had the Nama? You had a Rolls Royce in your basement?
Just sitting there.
And you never drove it?
Come on.
Well, that's what I did with that Berkey filter. So I just had spring water. I just went and got spring. I wasn't even trying to overthink it. I just knew God was like, listen, girl, you need some water and you dehydrated, get some water. So I was like, okay, I got spring water. But that's what I did. Some people do lean towards distilled, getting a distiller. I don't know. There's all these different answers, but I'm not for like the quick gimmick of like alkaline, like just not all those waters are really what they say they are. So, and you don't really know unless you have like a pH strip and testing.
And nobody does that.
And nobody does.
Ain't nobody
got time for that.
Nobody got time for that.
Let me get the kitchen guy.
What about your protein?
Oh, come on.
So amino acids are the building blocks of protein, right? So we're taught we need protein, but really what we need are amino acids. That's how you build protein. So, and there's also protein in every living plant.
That's right.
You cannot, unless you can't be deficient unless you're just really not eating. You know, you're not eating.
That's right.
And most people are just not getting fiber. You know, it's you know, that's really the issue. But yeah, there's protein in everything. But like I said, I named a lot of protein rich foods that I'll have, which was chickpeas. I named quinoa. I named the hummus is made from chickpeas as well. Nuts and seeds, nut butters. Like I get plenty. And I'm alive.
And shining.
Most people aren't protein deficient. Most people aren't.
Right.
Y'all can get ready to come down.
All right.
Phoenix, Sean, Maverick.
If you see us looking down, we're looking at questions here.
That's fine.
What is a good amount of juice to drink a day?
In a day.
And do you still, the last question was, do you still incorporate juicing and juice cleansing into your current diet?
Okay. 4 to 6 liters would be a good place. And it varies for everybody because some people, like say someone on the smaller side, I can't drink 6 liters. That's way too much for me, you know. But there might be someone out there who could do that, you know. So I say between 4 to 6 is a nice place. I was doing 3. I was doing like 3.5, you know, until I like got worse than that. But it was for the bulk of my juice fast, it was like 3.5. You know, I would have a 4th prepared. And then I'm like, the day gets late. I'm like, I gotta get this juice in, you know, like I got busy. And then you like, let me get this last one in. So I say 4 to 6. And then the second part of that question was, do I still incorporate? So yes, I'll still have juice, but you know, like I hit a season where like, you know, money was doing what it was doing. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't able to juice like I wanted to, but then I realized how important it was because I didn't feel as vibrant without it. So when I even just have a juice a day, like
we tell people
just a juice.
It changes your taste buds. That's what I learned. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It completely does. So, and there's ways to super affordable produce where you could still be able to have one a day. It's doable. So a lot of time it's the mindset and it's, you know, thinking you can't when you actually can. Or if you can't do every single day, hey, I'm going to commit to doing 3 days out of the week where I have a juice.
Where you can.
Where you can. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So at the end, we always allow our children to come and say goodbye. They were quiet this whole time.
But we want to thank Sade for joining us.
Thank you so much, Sade, for joining us.
Thank you.
If you got some value out of this conversation, let me see you type in 10K. 10K. Type in 10K if you got some value. Charlotte too.
Hi, babies. Hi, cuties.
All right, come on in. All right.
We got one more. What'd you say?
Hold on.
What'd you say, Mary? Double Dutch aerobics. You just said it.
Come on. Bring them in frame.
Oh, here you go.
All right. This is how we say goodbye.
This is how we say goodbye.
Sean, you got to get in frame.
Justin did this, guys. Justin allowed us to have these 3 beautiful babies.
This is our testimony.
All right, guys.
Listen, we will see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Yes.
We are going live again.
8 p.m.
At 8 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you again, Sade, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I had a blast.
Yes.
We did too. We had a blast. We learned a lot. I love learning.
And make sure, share your IG with them.
Oh, yeah, that's what they were asking for.
So they can follow you.
It's love yourself, the number 2, health _ Yeah, love yourself, the number 2, health _
Love yourself, the number 2.
Yep.
Store.
Health. Yep. 2 health _ It should be an apple. It should be an apple with fruit in like an apple shape or heart shape with fruit in it.
Okay. He said apples and banana.
They're vegan babies.
Oh, I love it.
But we work on their spaghetti and peanut butter and jelly a lot too. So we work on more vegetables. And
wait, is that it? Did I do it right?
Love yourself. Yeah, that's it. Oh no, no.
Wait.
Love yourself to health, then the _ at the end.
Oh, to health. Oh, gotcha. Sade Martin.
Oh.
I'm just trying to get it right, y'all. I like to get it right.
He made me want to sing. I like to eat apples and bananas. You know that song?
I don't know how.
Hold on.
I don't know how.
Hold on. All right. Wait, here it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Follow her, guys.
Follow Sade right now. Yes. Follow Sade right now. If you're following Sade right now, do it now.
Say goodbye, booby.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
How do you close it out?
Alligator, not for wild crocodile.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Have a good night, guys. All right.
Yee.
They're so